Hey y'all, welcome back to my little corner of the YouTube. You saw the thumbnail right? We're getting started on this thing. Real quick, a little backstory. What we have here, I'll put a thing on Facebook Marketplace looking for a couple of bikes. Ended up getting three of them. Two of them I rode for a little while and sold. And this was the third one. So what we did, or what I did, is this guy contacted me, said he had a friend that had this bike. He kind of described it to me. So I said, man, I'll go look at it. He was about an hour east of me, so I said, what the heck, I'll go look at it. And I did, and this is what it was. It wasn't torn down like this. Well, it was sort of. What happened is the guy picked it up and was going to do what I'm intending to do with it, but got in over his head and decided he didn't want anything to do with it and wanted it out of his garage. I took it out of his garage for him, and I got it at a great price. The engine alone is worth 3 times what I paid for the entire thing. So that's a really good deal. I could park this thing out and triple my money. It does run. I saw videos of it running. But the reason you see it like it is now is I started working on this before I started this channel. So this is where we are. This is as far as I'm going down with it. Now we're going to build this thing back up, or try to anyway, and I'll show you why. But this bike, you remember back late 90s, early 2000s, the bike builder phase, the Orange County choppers and all that mess. Well, these custom bike builders started showing up on every corner. They were like a Dollar General, you know. You'd pass by a building that was empty one day, drive by it the next day, and there was a bike builder in it. Most of them did not last. They were gone after 3 or 4 years. A few did survive. This company is one of them. They're out in Glendale, Arizona. They're called Ultra Motorcycles, and what this is a 1999 Ultra Motorcycles ground pounder. Yeah, that's what it is. And it's those guys are still in business today. In fact, I've talked to the guy that owns it on the phone. So, yeah, it's what it is. I'll pull you in close so you can see a little more about the bike, the engine, the mystery transmission, and you know, I'm calling this thing Skidmark. You know, I should call it a bastard bike because it's just a hodgepodge of stuff. But I'm going to call it Skidmark, and the reason why is the guys that had it before the guy that I got it from, they basically use it for burnouts. So I've had to clean so much rubber off of this. This all over the swing arm here, you'll see that. You know, Skidmark, so whatever. So that's what we are going to do here. When I picked it up, I looked at it and then went back and picked it up a week later. So he kind of cobbled it back together. Made a roller out of it so I could at least load it. This is what it looked like when I picked it up. So I got a lot of parts in bags and in little plastic tubs back here. And some of the bags aren't even labeled. So UPS, man, I'm gonna have to try to make a motorcycle out of a pile of parts, and I'll show you what these parts are. I'll bring them in, and also bring you in a little closer on the bike. So let's go look at this stuff. I mean, it's what is this? I don't know. I don't even know what that is. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, one other thing. This is not going to be done in one video. It'll take forever. I'm still waiting on a few parts. I have some, not all of them. Some of them are really hard to find. But so this will be, I'm going to put this thing back together, do a few custom touches, and you'll see what I'm talking about on the 10s especially. So it's going to be a couple of videos. I'm not going to do it all in one video, or it would take forever. I'm going to start here, get the carburetor rebuilt, cleaned up, rebuilt, get that and intake manifold back on, and work my way here. So I need to make it a roller at least. Because I've got the new tires and everything. I need to make it a roller because I got to get Mistress up on the operating table because she needs some loving. She's been ridden hard. She's a rotor hard. But I've done a lot of riding. Okay, so she needs some loving. So that's what we're gonna do, and we'll go from there. So y'all stay tuned. Okay, like I said, this is a 1999 Ultra Motorcycles ground pounder. So what I've been able to determine so far is this is a Crafttech frame. It's a swing arm frame, and it's not like it's not a swing arm frame. It's a soft tail style frame. The difference is the suspension on it. This has one shock absorber underneath that thing, which I can't find, but it's a torsion swing arm. All right, see this stuff right here? That makes it, it's a torsion swing arm. Not a fan of it, but it is what it is. So we got a Crafttech frame. Transmission, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. There's 0 markings on it. Unless I take it out and see if there's anything on the bottom, there's no markings on it at all. So, motor, this is a 113-inch S&S Super Stock. Okay, it's a 99. It left S&S in 1999, and I talked to the S&S guys on it, sent them the serial numbers and all the stuff, so I've been able to verify it. It has a 4-inch bore, 4.5-inch stroke, and it leaves S&S at 110 horsepower. So been digging into it just a wee bit, and got a high 4 crane ignition system on it. You can see right here. The carburetor is Super G, S&S Super G, with Zippers Performance Thunderjet right there. So if you don't know what that is, what that does is that jet helps at high RPMs, because these things, especially the displacement like this, you get up to high RPMs, 4,500 or so, they can have a tendency to run a little bit lean. So you don't get a good fuel air mixture all the way through the RPM range. Well, what that jet does is it kicks in at about 4,500 RPM, and just keeps that air fuel mixture even all the way through the entire RPM range. Now, I'm probably not going to be running it up to 8,000, 7,000, maybe 6,000. I think it has a 5.5-inch flywheel. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. But that's what that jet does. And what I like about it is there shouldn't have to be a lot of tuning for the high RPMs. If you just had the standard 2 jets like the Super G does, you're not fiddling around with that main jet as much. It's in there somewhere. You're not having to fiddle around and tune, changing main jets and everything like that. So that zippers, that Thunderjet should help out a lot with that. Now, and this, I called it Skidmark. That's what it's going to be called. It just seemed right to name this thing Skidmark. Because they did do burnouts with it. Most of that is rubber. So I got a lot of cleaning to do. There's some parts over there you'll see, but most of that's rubber. So, you know, what the hell, Skidmark. One of the things I'm gonna have to do is figure out exhaust on it. It came with 2 exhausts. You know, it came with these drag pipe things right there. I hate those. Not gonna use them. You know, they just come out and dump, like right here. You know, boom and boom. I don't like those. Not gonna use them. So the 10s are painted like that. That's the 10s off of the gas tanks anyway. So see that black with like purple-ish ghost flames? I don't like that. That's going away. So I'm either going to rattle can this thing, that and the fenders, because the fenders are painted the same way. I'm either going to rattle can them or I'm going to wrap them. I don't know which one yet. We'll cross that bridge when and or if we get to it. Okay, so parts. Got the tires. That's an 18. There's a big one. Aluminum wheels. So when this, and yeah, you can see the other, I've got to clean all of this up. Yeah, that's pretty clean. I got to clean all that up. I've cleaned everything here up. There's the axles. You know, that's for the belt, because this is belt driven. That is, it's a dry primary belt drive. Okay. So there's no 3-hole change on this thing. No oil. And there's the belt right there. Nope. No, this is the belt right here. There's the belt. This one. So yeah, it was leaking, as you can see right there. Had to pull that seal out, so I got to put a new seal in it, which I have right there. But anyway, so these parts are clean. It's for the clutch, pressure plate. These need to be cleaned, along with the swing arm and stuff down here. That's the dash. Got to find a speedometer. Remember I said he had this taken apart, not quite this much when I picked it up. You know, he just put enough back on it to make it a roller. So here's what I'm having to deal with. We've got, so this is clearly a master cylinder, right? Brake master cylinder. It's for the rear brake, because the front one's on the bike, right up there, all right? Front one's on the bike. And here's another one. So I've got to determine which one goes there. So I've got that. That's the little thing for the speedometer. Extra set of risers. I don't know if I'm going to use these. Oh, my bad. I don't know. I'm going to have to wait and get the seat on it and see it. I don't know. We'll see. I'll need another pair of handlebars, another set of handlebars, because those aren't going to work with these risers. So I've got a bunch of parts in here that I got to deal with. That's simple. This is fuel filter, obviously. Bunch of random nut and bolts. See, this isn't marked. Fuel filter is quite obvious on what that is. Vacuum plate for the carburetor. There's the choke, air filter, it's an S&S. I mean, obviously, S&S. This is the rear shock. I cannot find anywhere. Cannot find that anywhere. So I'm afraid I'm gonna have to go to the guys who built that bike to get one. Some more miscellaneous parts here. Here's a intake, of course, S&S. That's the crank seal. That's for the carburetor. You know, no matter on the carburetor. New clutch right here, because the old one is fried. You know, that's what burnouts will do for you. So, there's a new clutch, exhaust gaskets, primary recovery bolt kit, clutch basket, starter ring gear. Had to replace that. Here's why. I don't know if you won't be able to see this, but we're going to give it a shot. See these teeth? That is not going to work. So I had to replace that and starter gear. That one's a wee bit chewed up. There's a new one. So we've got to do that. Obviously the carburetor. Got to rebuild that. Here's the brakes. These are really good brakes. See? PMs. Got that. This one had a caliper come out. So that's swell. But all the parts are there for that. I've got new brake pads. There's a carburetor kit. Here, it's the bolts for the ring gear. See, I marked mine. So, bolts for the ring gear, clutch cover. That's for the rotor, front rotor, brake rotors, which are right there. That's right for the real world belt drive. Let's see. All right, this is one they did mark. This goes to the dash, but see, it's ripped right here. So it's probably missing stuff. And that's for the belt drive sprocket for the rear wheel. I mean, y'all can see that, right? Gas tank. Vacuum plate. Rear fender. So on and so on. Brake rotor for the rear. That's the stator bolts. You know, I had to take that off to replace that seal. So the rear shock. Inner primary. There's the swing arm bolts. And starter bolts. So I've got all of that. There is going to be some mixing and matching on this thing. And finding out what stuff goes. Mainly because of this box, and this box. Though most of this is fairly straightforward. So, I mean, things like that, I'll have to find out where that goes. I'm not sure. Maybe one of y'all can tell me. So here's a wiring schematic for the horn that anyway, yeah, there. But that's where we are. So what we're going to do, first thing we're going to do is we're going to start here. Carburetor. Going to give it a bath and get it installed. So what I'm going to do is top down and go from there. All right, y'all stay tuned.